roll. You know what I mean? Like, this is really important.
It's the most important dice roll, except the next one and the next one. I mean, there's only a few more between them and Paris, France. All right, laissez aller.
I would like to use Perulia.
Okay, so we're going to be starting off with a Perulia. I believe in the draw phase there was fired from James, just trying to dodge any shenanigans and make it really hard.
Ooh,
but there we see the
call
call
to the grave.
That's going to be really huge because in a Ryzeal Onomat deck, you summon from your hand quite a lot.
Certainly do, but there could be a Fawalos, maybe follow-up, but it doesn't look like that's being activated now. So Mario is going to go ahead and play that first card, Onomat Pyra.
Yep, we're going to be sending Node there for the cost. I believe this will just let him search for any of the names, whether it's Gagaga, Zubababa, Dododo, and I believe Go Go Go.
Yes.
Not sure if he has all those legal targets in deck, but we'll see.
Taking a look at the hand there and deciding which level 4 monster. Some level 3s actually, level 6s too. They all modulate to be level 4 in the end. It looks like we are going to get level 6 Do Warrior. Counting that on my hand just to make sure.
Yeah, that's the one that can summon itself by sending, and then it becomes level 4 when it's in play.
And the second choice is going to be
Gagaga Ganbara Knight, which is a really powerful going second tool. And on resolution of the Pyra, we see Droll and Lockbird coming down from James. Ooh, but this is in the main phase, so now we're going to be able to use that triple tactics talent that's in our hand and take a look.
That's huge. Look at that. It's just Star Ryzeal, Droll and Lockbird, and Ameno Habakiri no Mitsurugi. I think you get rid of that, and there's not a lot of starting plays there left for his opponent, James.
So here we had the classic combo of, oh, Perulia, stop you. Be like, oh, stop the Perulia. Oh, Droll, stop you. Oh, punish you for playing Droll, using the powerful one of triple tactics talent that is in Mario's hand, and get rid of the powerful once per duel effect of Habakiri no Mitsurugi. Whew.
Definitely a good and strong start here, and I don't know how much James is going to be able to get started, but if we know Mitsurugi's powerful. One card, you just happen to draw another copy of Habakiri on your draw phase. That may be able to get you out of this.
Yes. Now, I think it is worth noting, too, that the only Ryzeal in James's hand was Star Ryzeal, which by themselves I don't believe does much besides get you access to a spell or trap card. So there we see the effect of Do Warrior, going to be sending another Do from the deck to the grave to summon itself. There we see Glove coming down. I believe it's called Dododo Dwarf Go 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 Glove.
Yep, it counts as both, actually. So we got an 1800 attack level 4 Dododo Warrior.
And the Glove has a really powerful graveyard effect to summon itself back.
It does. So basically an easy way to get Nixie's monster out, but doesn't rely on anything like Droll and Lockbird, locking them out of their ability to search through the deck. Just sending that to the grave and then special summoning from the grave. You need some different cards for that to stop this combo.
Now, it is worth noting that we are under Droll and Lockbird, so while the Dododo has a powerful effect to let you, once it's detached, search for a Zubababa, you won't be able to do that. So maybe Mario might not go for the standard line and go for a more conservative one. But because if he doesn't have any Ryzeal cards in his hand, he won't be able to access the engine through Duo Drive and stuff like that because of the Droll and Lockbird. So I wonder where he can go just by using these cards. It'll be interesting to see how far he can go, because without access to any Ryzeal monsters, without Detonator, I'm not sure how much stymieing he could do, but there we see the classic number 41, Babushka, the Terribly Tired Tapir, coming down in defense mode. That was enough to say, Mario, your turn's over, but I saw your hand, James. Yours is probably over too.
I think that's a perfect option here because, having gotten rid of the Habakiri, unless it's hard drawn, there's not really a way out of that. And as we see, James just draws and passes.
Yeah, even if he drew a way to play through like the bad cards that were in his hand, he wouldn't be able to also play through Tapir as well.
It would be very difficult with mostly level 4 monsters that activate some effects on the field. But looks like play passing back over to Mario, detaching to keep the Babushka. See what he does next here. Obviously, he may need to turn to attack mode, but he has to decide whether or not he's going in right at this moment. And there should be another copy of Droll and Lockbird still in the hand, so you kind of have to keep that in the back of your mind. I'm still really playing the same turn here, but he's going in. Turn to attack mode.
And there we see the Gagaga Ganbara Knight coming down. This will be summoned by revealing a Gagaga monster from the extra deck. That is Gagaga Girl, which is a new card from Duelist Advance. Basically acts as like an ultimate searcher for the entire deck, essentially.
It's so good being able to search Onomato cards, being able to search Xyz cards.
Yeah, any Xyz card, yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many options there, so we'll see if that comes up later in the duel.
So this will now be able to summon itself, and then he has the option to use one of two effects. Either he can switch something from switch battle position, or he can summon a Gagaga from his hand. We're going to see, is that Zubababa Bancho?
It is Zubaba Bancho Gagaga Coat. Fine, nice. I slipped it in.
Normally that's the card you search off of your Do Warrior's effect when it's detached, but having it hard drawn in hand gives your Gunbara Knight a little bit of extra oomph, so that's pretty nice to see.
It's a really powerful tool of extension. It had a huge wave of play in Duel Links, basically like changed the format, and it's nice to see it back here and doing its best. So we are going to go ahead and bring back the Dodo Dwarf Go Glove, and we got 3 level 4 monsters.
We could do a lot of stuff here for Mario, but I think the only thing he's thinking about is how much damage we can do. We do know that James has another copy of Droll and Lockbird, so he's probably trying his best not to play into that if he can, and really save when he does that first/only search for the turn. Could be an important thing to think about.
Sorry? I special did with the Bar.
People are just asking questions about how the Bancho got played. It was specialed off the Gunbara Knight's effect. It's all one effect to reveal itself, reveal a Gaga, summon itself, and then summon it, or switch the attack and defense. Sorry, switch from battle position.
Well, Duelist Advance was only legal as of last weekend, so Duelist still trying to come to terms with some of these cards, figure out the effects and whatnot, but it seems like Mario knows what he's doing. Gonna go ahead and perform an Exceed summon here for Ryzeal Duo Drive.
Yeah, he needs his Ryzeal engine. And you know what's better than searching one card? Searching
two.
Like, if Droll's gonna stop me, I may as well do it once. We did have the Node Ryzeal that was in the yard because of the earlier dump, and there we just see James offering the concession because he knows that, like you said, I'm pretty sure James is going to opt to go first here, just establish as many interruptions and interactions as possible. That's what this deck wants to do. There could be some fun, like if he's left unfettered, popping off moments that we saw Clifton do earlier today, but we'll find out together.
Looks like no more Charmies here.
Starting out with prayers, and we are tributing, I believe that's Kusanagi.
That's fine.
This will allow him to search as well as...
A quick look at the hand there to get a great look, but we are going to go for Amino Habakiri and Mitsurugi.
Yep, and then we're going to summon back the Kusanagi using the other prayers effect. Yep, and then on a new chain, because Kusanagi was tributed, we're going to bring back the prayers from the graveyard. Classic Mitsurugi to shenanigans we've been seeing since Supreme Darkness last August.
Great stuff. So we are going to reveal Habakiri. I'm to special summon and tribute. And it looks like Mario's going to go ahead and let that go through.
There we see the Saji. Saji's going to be tributed because of Habakiri's other effect. This will let us search for, my assumption would be the Ritual spell card.
Seems like the last piece of the puzzle.
And then, did we have the extra Ritual monster in hand, or are we going to summon this Habakiri?
Only see one blue card there.
Yep, we're summoning from deck, so... Tributing the Habakiri that we had in hand. This will get us, I believe, the Murakumo. Yeah, this is all standard stuff here. And speaking of not using your normal summon, we haven't done that yet either on the Mitsurugi side. All this has been off of one prayers plus Kusanagi tribute.
Both duelists so locked in. The energy here is almost a void as they're just so focused.
And Mario just letting all this happen, you know. He's just watching him go for all this. And there we see the trap card.
Really interesting. Okay, so we were wondering what kind of neat stuff that these duels would be pulling out.
Speaking of neat stuff, there we see that Star Ryzeal again coming down as our normal summon.
But it wasn't special summons. We're not going to see any cards set from the Ryzeal pool there, but we're going to go ahead and perform our first Exceeds here. And it looks like that is going to be a Ryzeal Duo Drive. I saw Mario reach for his hand. Does he have something?
No, the Duo Drive will resolve, and we will get 2 searches for Ryzeal cards here. This is everything James wants. He has his full Mitsurugi engine online already, and now he's just tapping into his Ryzeal cards. All right, so there we see Sword coming down. That'll be the extra bit of extension that James needs to keep going after this, as well as the Cross, and that'll be the protection he needs once he gets his next Xyz monster online.
Only had a few summons there, but we don't have a material underneath Ryzeal Duo Drive to use Ryzeal Cross to negate any of the Primal Beings. That's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah, importantly, we did not have one in the graveyard to attach with Duo Drive, so we are 1 material short here to get the full protection. That's why we see James not putting the Cross down until he, has something to attach with anyway.
Ryzeal, very powerful, has some new options out of Duelist Advance. None of them relevant here, but again, it's nice to see that this card is still doing numbers for all those Ryzeal fans.
So here you see X being special from the hand, going to be sending from our extract to the graveyard Duo Drive.
Interesting, I guess just to have another material.
Yeah, it's just always good to have as many names as possible in the yard if you can. So there we see the cross before we go to our XZ summon. Nothing here. And then we see the ever-faithful XZ summon into the man.
It's got to be Detonator.
The legend, the robot.
There it is.
Ryzeal Detonator. We're going to be attaching the Habakiri. That's cool. And then we're using the crosses effect to put back 2 different names. Draw a card, little mini pot of avarice for those watching at home.
Or like a very inexpensive jar of greed. Or jar of avarice, excuse me. But here we are as he goes ahead and puts those 2 cards down. We'll see if that draw helped. It is another copy of Habakiri.
And because we used our Kusanagi earlier in the turn, we don't get to use the ritual spell twice. So that's why we probably weren't going to be doing much with that. But we're going to set, I believe, a prayers and the trap card guaranteed. So now it's Mario's turn.
So taking a look, thinking about what Mario's facing down, of course you have the 3 destructions from Detonator. You do have the ability to protect with Detonator as well. You have the Ame no Murakumo's effect in order to do that magic drain style of effect of saying, hey, you really want this card? I need to see 1 more card out of your hand.
That'll cost 1 more.
Yeah, that'll cost 1 more. The prices here are a little different. And then the Purification set. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Don't forget the Raigeki-like effect of Murakumo too, because we have prayers set, I believe. But I don't think Mario knows that.
Oh, but he would because it was added back off the
Kusanagi.
Kusanagi.
He does know that's prayers. Or he at least has an idea that it could be prayers.
Well, we're going to start here with a classic. Going to use X as Chain Link 1, and Mirror Logic Aggregators are going to attempt to negate. We're going to destroy the X, though.
Yeah, so we're chaining Link 3 Detonator to Aggregator to get rid of the X. And then we're going to cross the X on Resolution because that's what cross can do.
Got it.
So we still have 1 more Detonator pop, but that 1 card got rid of 2 materials off Detonator.
But if the Mirror Logic Aggregator resolved, then the Detonator's just sitting there shiny with materials, but doesn't do much.
Exactly. So we basically forced it out, but there we see Dododo Warrior coming down again, going to be sending another Dododo card from the deck to the grave to summon it out and make it a level 4.
So I think you're definitely right. We talked earlier about, like, what are you getting different out of all these Onomat cards? So Ryzeal doesn't have necessarily choke points, but there's some uncomfortable positions you can be in where you'll perform a normal summon of something like Sword because you don't control anything, like the X Ryzeal being gone. But with the Dododo Warrior, make sure I counted that right, you do get those extra extension without having to burn up the normal summon just yet. So I think this is really, if you're doing an advertisement for like a Ryzeal Onomat deck, that's kind of like at least one of the selling points.
Yeah, you can just keep going, essentially, is like how this deck works. And then if you're just left unfettered, you can have that extra ceiling that all good Ryzeal Plus decks do. There we see the Murakumo's effect, forcing us to discard the Ryzeal Plasma Hole. That's a fan favorite view.
Huge fan. So I'm glad that duelists are understanding how powerful this card is. You know, I've had so many experiences where, you know, you're able to just have the Ryzeal Xyz monsters, use it for the destruction, but that secondary effect of being able to perform an Xyz summon at a moment's notice, so good.
Yep, and there we see the prayers tributing the Murakumo, which will do a whole mess of things.
I would not add a card, but I would.
So we're just gonna summon the Kusanagi, but we still tributed with the Murakumo, and so now on a new chain, the Murakumo will trigger. Yeah, so we're just summoning the Kusanagi to add back prayer. Oh, add back ritual, and then of course, as Chain Link 1 will have Murakumo to Raigeki the board.
Yeah, it's about to be raining destruction.
Purple raining. Oh, and we add the prayers as well. I totally forgot about that part. I always just think about the Raigeki part of the effect.
It is. This deck is very, very powerful, but it is facing against an even opponent here, so again, I have no guesses because we're still, you know, there's a possibility here that with this finally established board, James is able to bring it to a game 3, but then what?
I mean, we still have Purification plus Detonator, which is kind of a lot, but there we see Gagaga Ganbara Knight coming down. We're going to be revealing the Gagaga Girl, but are we going to use the effect to summon or the effect to switch battle positions? Because we can still summon the card no matter what, but we have to do one of those things as well.
There doesn't seem like there's anything where the numbers would be too interestingly different. Certainly you could switch the Detonator to defense mode if that's your concern.
Well, really, it's like if he has another monster to special, that's another 2 materials. And so I think that's what James is thinking about, is like, let's use Purification, tribute our Murakumo, and stop it from summoning, because I believe it is an activated effect and not a summoning condition to summon Ganbara Knight.
We are going to negate and destroy.
That's weird, because Purification does do that. Do we have any normal summons as Mario? We haven't used them yet, but Detonator might be able to stop any normal summon we have. Plus, who knows what kinds of non-engine James has in hand.
Imagine you drop this Ice Ryzeal right now. Yes!
I mean, of all normal
never
summons,
mind. No.
The Ash Blossom will say no to that.
Not playing any fan favorites here, just love seeing good Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Ice Ryzeal, perfect play. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, it has been cut out of a lot of lists. You know, I've been hearing at the local shops of various different things, but it looks like that was
Mario, I believe, proudly proclaiming he's going first as they draw their opening hands for what is the make-or-break game to get into the top 4. They basically need to win either this game and then the next match, and then they're
That's it.
In the World Finals.
They're going to Paris. All right, so your move, Mario. Let's see what you got.
It looks like we're straight into main phase here. We're going to be activating 7 Tachyon. That's a really nice thing you can play in these more rank 4-oriented styles of Ryzeal decks. Like I said, we have the number 104 Masquerade being revealed here. But there we see the Ash Blossom. Now, we don't lose anything, though, which is nice.
That almost is a nice trade because you don't end up in any different position, right? You still have the same number of cards in your hand. You just didn't get to sort of sculpt your hand. But there's got to be some power in there somewhere. So Mario taking a look there, thinking about what he's going to do with this remaining 4 cards.
And in the age-old story of, like, if you're playing against Pure, maybe stopping that's not the best. But because we're playing against a mix, it might be better. So
it's the Triple Tactics Thrust. Is he going to set a trap card? What kind of card would it be? A lot of different options this format, especially for this deck. I could imagine maybe different Dimension Ground. Perhaps you're doing something as easy as Dimensional Barrier. Call Ritual, call
it like when you know you're going first, this could be like a side deck inclusion for Mario that we're seeing right now. So it could be literally anything. And then it will probably be, is that Gravedigger's Trap Hole?
It's Gravedigger Trap Hole. So he's running Plasma.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryzeal Plasma Hole and Gravedigger Trap Hole. I am sussing out a Rafflesia, the Trap Tricks Rafflesia. He hasn't shown it, but it feels like, but that's so powerful. Yeah. You activate Habakiri, you're like, and they've already used it once per duel, so that's it.
Yeah, being able to stop Habakiri is, I think, the big thing for that.
And burning for 2,000 is also really, really good. Great effect damage there. That's it, though. He's going to slow down. All right.
Yeah, I was mentioning earlier that usually when a non-pure Ryzeal deck opens with Tachyon, that usually screams a little bit of weakness in their hand. And because that was stopped, that was pretty rough. But there we see the prayers discarding the Habakiri. James knows this card's not doing anything. Let's just get rid of it right now, because if I try to use its effect, it'll just be stopped by Gravediggers. So first I need to out that before I can do anything else.
Now, this is definitely a use case for Valen, the new Sky Blaster Musketeer, and we have seen that to get sent off of X Ryzeal. Certainly in other tournaments. Haven't seen it here yet, but it'd be a way to get it done.
So here we see the effect of Habakiri Chainlink 1 and Chainlink 2 of Aramasa to search for a monster. And then Habakiri will, I believe, also search for a card.
So Aramasa will add Murakumo, and then
so we see Murakumo, and then Habakiri will search for Ritual, get access to that spell card one way or the other. And because he's adding the Murakumo to his hand, he can just summon that rather than summoning it from the deck.
All right, we finally hit the main phase, even though so many cards have been played. Going to activate beautiful copy of Mitsurugi Ritual there, and here comes Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi, tributing a
Kusanagi and Saji, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that would be huge amounts of pressure.
Or Night Sword Serpent.
Wow. Not everybody runs it, but man, is it good.
Ooh, we're about to see, I believe, what the kids call a pop-off right now if we're on James's side. Because the one bad thing about that Gravedigger's Trap Hole is that it does give you a card in play, so if you had any Molcharmies, you couldn't use them.
I'd like to go Serpent Chainlink 1, Kusanagi Chainlink 2, targeting my trains.
All right, so we're targeting Prayers to Kusanagi, Chainlink 2, Night Sword Serpent to summon itself, Chainlink 1.
Doesn't seem like we have any interactions. Mario pondering over his hand. Maybe he does have something that's just out of camera view.
Could be something like Ghost Spell, maybe? I'm not sure what he's waiting on here because I'm not sure what else could stop a Chainlink 2 Kusanagi. Oh, no, did he go 2 Night Sword Serpent?
I believe he did, yeah, and it looks like we're gonna, just Xyz and a Ryzeal Duo Drive.
And then effect to detach here.
That's fine, he says. All right, so it looks like we're going to attach 2 materials and grab 2 Ryzeal cards from the deck.
So something that I think a lot of the top players do in James's position is they always ask yourselves, what's in my opponent's hand? You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What are they letting me do? What are they not letting me do? I think James has a very strong read now that Mario's hand is really weak. It's probably full of like a lot of interesting side deck options, or, you know, one-ups for Onomats or one-ups for the Ryzeal engine that just aren't doing anything without any other cards. And so he just feels fully free just to pop off from here, because besides Nibiru. I don't think he's afraid of anything right now.
Star Ryzeal effect.
It looks like we are going to go ahead and do Ice Ryzeal special, and that's GG!
Because Star Ryzeal gets cross protects